Hi, so welcome back everyone. So now we'll start looking at our aggregate functions, and the first one we'll look at is sum. We can use aggregate functions on any column which displays a value, and if you look at the example here, you can see we're showing the sum of the amount from the payments table to show the total payments received for each date. You'll notice I've also named this column total payments by using as. Otherwise, the column would just be named sum. You also have to group by any column that you are displaying which is not an aggregate function, and group by is added after the from statement. So let's run this short query in MySQL Workbench. Okay, so I've opened up a new query here. So before we add our group by and our sum, let's just have a look at the table. So it's the payments table, and if I run that query, you can see there's 4 columns here. There's a payment date, and then there's the amount as well. So I'll just click the payment date column here. So you can see that some dates, such as the 21st here, has 2 payments. So if we wanted to sum the amount per date, that's where we use our sum and group by statements. So the first column will display is the payment date, comma, and then if we just type sum, open brackets, then we need to enter our column name, which is amount. So we'll just name that as payments, from payments, and then so again, if we try to run that, you'll see there's an error because we need to group this by the non-aggregate function field that we're displaying, which in this case is payment date. So you can see the actual error code is that we need a group by. So that's added after from and our table name. So we just group by payment date. And now if we run it, we're going to have each payment date and the amount that was paid. Let's just name it payments. We'll name it total payments. And I'll just run that again so you can see, yep, the column names here. So let's order this by the payment date. So we order by after our group by. And I'll just copy and paste the payment date column name. Run that, and then it's going to be ordered in ascending order for each payment date and the amount paid. So you can also just write the column number. So in this case, it's just 1. And it will do the same. But it is good to actually write out the column name. It's a personal preference. I do sometimes just write numbers, particularly whenever there's a lot of columns. But for now, we'll start by just writing the column names. Okay, so the next aggregate function we will look at is round. So we can round the output of any query to a specified number of decimal places. Maybe we want to show it at 0 or 1 decimal place. And our previous query was displaying the output to 2 decimal places. So what we can do is we can round it to 1 decimal place by typing round and then putting our sum amount column inside the brackets with a comma, followed by the desired number of decimal places you want to display it. So in this case, we'll do it to 1 decimal place. So if we run this on MySQL Workbench, let's just add it in here. So again, we can just click these brackets and you'll see where the opening bracket for this closing bracket is. So it's currently at 2 decimal places, but we run this and it will only show it to 1 decimal place now. Okay, so the last topic we will look at in this video is having. So having is like a where clause, which is used for aggregate functions like sum. We can't put in where total payments is greater than 50,000, for example, because the calculation hasn't happened yet, and we must add it after the group by statement. So for this example, we will only display days which had total payments greater than 50,000. So let's run this. So you can see there are some days here where there were total payments greater than 50,000 and some where there were less than 50,000. So say we wanted to only see the days where it's greater than 50,000. So we can try adding a where, which is what you would be used to doing, where total payments is greater than 50,000. It's going to bring an error. Unknown column. So yeah, it hasn't actually recognized the column name. So even if we had the calculation, invalid use of group function. So let's just change this to having. But as you know, we must use having after our group by statement, but before our order by. Order by always comes last. And now if we run that, you can see it's only showing the days where we had more than payments of more than 50,000. So we'll just see if it recognizes the name we gave to the column in the select statement here. Having total payments greater than 50,000. But yeah, it looks like it's recognized the name. Okay. We don't have to use the aggregate function in our having statement here. We also need to, if we're showing the payment date, it also has to be used in the having statement. So having payment date greater than, we'll do 2003-06-01, and then that will just remove any date before that. So if I run that, you can see it's only showing dates after that date. Okay, so we will continue looking at other aggregate functions in the next video.